A legacy is something or a gift that we leave to somebody else. And it can be material or immaterial. Church, what enters your mind when you think of your parents? Kung dumdumon mo ang imo mga ginikanan, ano ang una gid nga nagasulod sa imo kaminsaron? The first thing enter your mind when you think about your parents. Take note. There was a mother, listen to me, a mother named Susana Wesley. I know some of you familiar sa sininga babae. Susana Wesley, may ara siya 19 children. Sino diri may 19 ka bata? Why? Okay. Susana Wesley may 19 ka kabataan. Although nga iba nagkalamatay na, iban buhi kay nagpangalagad sa sinang tila panagon. Susana Wesley was a busy working mother. No, meaning isa siya kamasako nga nanay sa iyang mga obligasyon. A godly woman, but she taught her children about God. When she put a veil over her head, all the children will know, do not disturb mommy. Every time basta yung i-veil, butangin na sa ulo yan. Ang meaning sina, do not disturb mommy. Nga because gapangamuyok na siya. And she never realized her legacy nga nag-influence ini sa iya mga kabataan. And two of her children, John Wesley and the other one, Charles Wesley. Ini ang duha ka preacher nga nag-influence through England and France na prevent ang bloody revolution sa France. Kag through the life of John Wesley was a revivalist, kag ini si Charles Wesley nga may ara siya gift sa natawag music and writing. So na-develop nila kag nahimo nila nga mapatigayon nga ma-translate ang Bible, ma-deliver ang messages throughout England and France. And church, kung makita ninyo ang simbahan known as Methodist Church, isa lang na ang origin through the life of John Wesley. And that's the legacy. Their lives impacted the world. A legacy. Everybody will leave a legacy. It's either good or bad. All of us a legacy. Ano man kita, ano man ang status naton, ano man ang kabuhi naton, everybody, we will leave a legacy. So take note. There was a comparison between two, the Job family and the Edward family. Listen to these families. Importante ni ang mga bagay na ma-learn nato. The Job family and Edward family, they both grew up in New York. Job decided not to focus on the Bible. Parents, listen. Si Job, he decided not to focus on the Bible. He did not teach his children about God. He did not give his children a legacy of who God is. How about the Edward family? Edward family centered on God. Why? Because his father was a preacher. Now, tuloko natin ang comparison. The Job family, 540 non-descendants. No, imagine mo, ang iyayalahit ni Job, 540 kasumulunod. Take note, 540 descendants, 400 physically self-wrecked. In other words, mga palahubo, mga adik, 400 ang record. 310 professional paupers. No, mga hindi maayong-abuhi. 130 convicted criminals. Wow. 130 convicted criminals. 60 habitual thieves. Ang imagine mo, ang imo descendants, 540 kabilog. 60 sina, puro kabatan. 7 murderers. 20 nadakpan kag ara sa prisuan. Imagine that legacy. Why? Because Job decided not to focus on the Bible. How about Edward's family? Edward's family, 1,394 descendants. Church. Kung Diyos doon ka, kay Kristohanon ka, hindi pagdumiliki na dabuon kabataan mo. Hindi paglimiti. Because Edward, known as 1,394 non-descendants, take note, listen, 14 college presidents, 100 professors, 100 ministers of the gospel, missionaries, and Bible teachers, 100 lawyers, 60 doctors, 80 elected to public office, 3 mayors, 3 governors, 3 senators, 1 vice president, members of the Congress, and many authors of the book. Imagine the legacy. Church, whether you are conscious or not, mother, father, you will leave a legacy. Marriage or not marriage, you will leave a legacy. The question is, ano ang ligasiya nga ipiling mo sa imo mga kabataan? Ano ang ginapinsan mo when you talk about your parents or father? But the real question, take no church. The real question is this: not what do you remember, not what do you remember about your parents, but what will children remember about you? Amo na importante. Hindi kung paano mo gin-remember ang ginikanan mo, but kung ano ang dinadumdum kag madumduman sa mga kabataan mo someday. But because what? Because the life you live now is the legacy you will be living in the future. Church, parents, pag hindi gani ikaw committed nga magpangalagad sa Dios, amo na siya ang klase sang pagpangalagad ang ipiling mo sa mga kabataan mo. Kung hindi makita sa imo ang pagkamatutong, that is your legacy you will be leaving behind. And be careful, because 10 years, 20 years, 30 years from now, some of us hindi na kasulod sa iglesia because the Lord will call us to heaven. So that's why be very careful kita how to build a legacy nga pinaka-importante. If your legacy amo magpungkong sa kadalan ka mag-inom, that is your legacy, the evil kind of legacy. We will be living a kind of legacy, it's either consciously or not. Church, Every time nga magkalamatay ang mga tao, we give some tribute. I-tribute kung ano siya kaayo, anong yainimuan, ano ang mga buta na ginimo yes kabuita. But the question is, how many Christian nga nagkalamatay nga ang tribute, this man is faithful unto God and he walked by faith with God. Parents, at the end of your life, what will your children think about you? Pagtapos sa kabuhin mo, ano ang dumdumon ni tutok mo sa imo? Ano ang dumdumon ni inday mo sa imo? Ano ang dumdumon sa mga kaapuhan mo sa imo? Ano ang dumdumon sa membro sa pamilya mo sa imo? What kind of legacy? Ang dumdumon nga akong ginikanan deacons, ang dumdumon nga akong ginikanan members sa church, pero wala ka silimba. That kind of legacy nga ipiling mo sa ila. Whether we like it or not, we will leave a legacy. Dapat pilion mo ano ang ipilin mo. Everybody, married, not married, at the end of your life, what will people think of you? What will they remember about you? That is the important matter. What legacy will you leave behind? Church members, parents, listen. The greatest treasure that you can pass on to your children will be God and the knowledge of God. Kabataan ko, hindi ko ni mabindan sa kwarta. Hindi ko ni sila matagaan ayan sa salakyan. Hindi ko ni basi sila matagaan sa dalagko mabalain. But, I'm sure, nga pwede ko mabilin sa ila nga magpangalagad sila sa Diyos. Parents, again, I repeat, the greatest treasure that you can pass on to your children will be God. Hinambalang talikdan mo sila, kabalukan na ang Diyos gin-embrace nila. Mapatay ka man, gahinga-inga ka man, mabugtuan ka man ginawa, you are rest assured that your children na-embrace nila ang Diyos. Church, don't follow the Job family, but follow the Edwards family. They centered their family on the Bible and God. Legacy. According to dictionary, legacy is the sum total of your daily choices. It is the sum total of your daily choices. Ano man dili mo, that's your legacy. Why basi wala ka na maintindihan? Mga nagliligad naton, amo ng footprints nga aton ginpili. Amo na ang mga pagsulundan na ginpili mo sa gagmay mong kabataan nga nagdalagko na subok. Kung ikaw, hindi ikaw nanging matutong nga nagpangalagad sa simbahan, someday, somehow, that kind of legacy, your family will follow that footsteps. If your legacy is always late, your children someday will always late. If your legacy, you always abandon the Sunday to worship God, your children someday will abandon worship service every Sunday. If your legacy that the most important part of your life is your business, I tell you, someday your children will follow your footsteps. And that is the bad kind of legacy, believing that you are a Christian, but at the end of the day, your children, wala nila ma-embrace God. That's why the greatest treasure na nabilin ko sa kabataan is to believe and to have faith in God. The godly legacy is a legacy na importante A godly legacy is faith in God. It is faith in God. Now, in the book of Genesis, recorded based on our readings a while ago, may tatlo dira katawo. Isa-isaw nato na ilakabuhi. Reuben, Judah, and Joseph. What was the legacy niya ginbilin ni Reuben? What was the legacy niya ginbilin ni Judah? What was the legacy niya ginbilin ni Joseph? Yes, Joseph, if we study the life of Joseph for several Sundays, we tackle the issue that Joseph, he walked by faith. He lived by faith, and he died in his faith. Amo ni pinakanamin niya, bagay nga na-learn natin sa iya. But how about Reuben? Reuben, known as the bad example. A bad example. Remember that Reuben was the eldest son of Jacob. Now, let's go back now in chapter 49, verse 3 to 4. Let's focus our eyes to the man named Reuben. Ano si Reuben? Okay. Reuben, you are my firstborn, my mind, the first sign of my strength, excelling in honor, excelling in power, turbulent as waters. You will no longer excel, for you went up unto your father's bed, unto the couch, and defiled it. In other words, Reuben had sex with his stepmother. Samo nang ginimo sa iya. So, take note, nagbilin siya sa hindi manami nga ligasiya. Ginpili niya ang ligasiya nga hindi mataong sunod. Church, the Bible tells us you are free to choose. Take note, you are free to choose. But you are not free to escape the consequences of your choices. Tandaan. We are all free to choose, but we are not free to escape the consequences of our choices. Hindi kita niya kapalagyo. Kamuning life ni Reuben now, let's focus in 1 Chronicles chapter 5 verse 1. Because Reuben made choices. 1 Chronicles chapter 5 verse 1. The sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, he was the firstborn, but when he defiled his father's marriage bed, his rights, take note, ang birthright sa eldest son in the Old Testament is very important blessings. Importante niya kayo. But, sa isang verse 1, the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, he was the firstborn, but when he defiled his father's marriage bed, his rights as firstborn was given to the sons of Joseph, the son of Israel, so he could not be listed in the genealogical record in accordance with his what? Birthright. Church, tanawa pala si Reuben. Because Reuben made choices, but not realizing choices had a consequences. Young people, you are free to choose. You are free to believe or not to believe. You are free to believe in the Bible. You are free to change your behavior today or not to change, but you are not free to escape the consequences. And you will leave a legacy. Kaya mo ni utod ang talupang doon nato. Yes, tanan makaya naton nga madesiran kag pilion. But we cannot escape what will be the consequence. How about Judah? Let's focus now to Judah. Okay? In chapter 49, 8, 9, and 10. Remember in the past, some portion of Judah. Judah made a decision before. Did you remember the time when Joseph was in the pit? It was Judah's idea. Liyaara ang mga Ismailite kaming ibaligya ta siya, makwartahan na siya. Because one of the attitude of Judah, masing naton materialistic. Ngayon baligya ta siya, at least mabaligya ta siya, makwartahan na siya. And after those events through the life of Judah, he got married to a Canaanite woman. In other words, he made a decision nga magpangasawa sa mga babae o sa isa ka babae nga hindi Diyos nun. No? So, amo na ang life ni Judah, married to a Canaanite woman, sleep with his daughter-in-law. Ano natabo? Nagabot naman tiniyon dito sa Canaan, nagakabuhi siya. And then, may tatlo siya kabataan. Kang una yung bata, married to sa isa ka babae, it was Tamar. So, nagabot mati niyon si Judah, I believe niya posible nanginpalo siya. And he decided to went down sa Timna. Kaya dito sa Timna, may mga lugar na known as prostitution, perti man dito karamdaman. So, because sa totoong life niya, one day, because he never fulfilled this promise sa iya daughter-in-law. Why? Because the first son of Judah was married to Tamar, napatay because he did evil in the eyes of the Lord. Second, it was Onan, nga napatay man because did evil in the sight of the Lord. So Tamar remained as balo. So Judah, nag-decide niya puli ka lang anay sa inyong balay. Kaya ang akong gamay ng bata na lalaki, anang-alang pa siya. So, maabot na matinin kung dako na siya, iyatag ko siya sa imo para mangimpana mo. No, amo na ilang tradisyon sa muna. So, ang problem, nag-stay si Tamar sa balay, sa malawig at tinuig, kag naghamtong na ining bata el katatlo, but never Judah fulfilled this promise. So, ano to? It might be siguro balatsagon sa tatay, kung yatag ko naman yung bata mo ako, basik mapatay naman ni kay inang babae siguro may alom na sa kundiin nga masayin sa isang tigulat niya ang mga pamanay ang mapatay. Siguro basa mo ito mula tiyago ni Judah. So he never fulfilled this promise to Tamar. Ano na tabo? He went to Timna. Kaya dito na si Tamar sa isa sa mga messenger sa iyang daughter-in-law, your father-in-law, ato sa mga lugar. So, anong gini mo ang Tamar? Nag-uba siya, nag-ilis-ilislan, kag-sok-sok ya. Actually, she was not a prostitute. But she pretends to become a prostitute kaya nagpungkot si Gadalan. Sa nalabyan sa ni Judah, sumalipot ni istorya, nagpakiglawas siya sa kay Tamar. Wala siya kabalo kung sino itong babae. So, kinkuha siyang sing-sing and stuff, amangin, though it seems bayad or anong, balokang gusto niya tayo iatag ito mga kanding. Daw mo itong bayad. Hindi Tamar niya, hindi lang, ari lang ako. So, sa malipot ng istorya, nagkabukingan na. And then, so na-found out that his daughter-in-law got pregnant. Judah made a decision. Niya ipapatay siya. So, through revelation, sining ni Tamar, niya sino ang tag-iya sini nga staff, kag sini nga sing-sing. Ang tag-iya sini, among tatay, sang akong ginabusog. Kag sini, Judah, you are righteous than me. So, ba't wala nila nag-end ang life ni Judah? Yes, he was a person suggested to sell Joseph. But throughout the life of Judah, during the confrontation or revelation of Joseph and his brothers, that was the time nga nagkalatabo ang situation. To make the long story short, si Benjamin, ang youngest son of Jacob, the brother of Joseph, amo to ang ginpapauli upod sa mga brothers kalibutan ang silver cup sang king. Now, sa naukayanan ng silver cup was in the sack of Benjamin. Si Benjamin, kinanglanon siya ng mga slave as long as nagkakabuhi siya. Church, it was Judah who made a decision, took the place of Benjamin. Sili ni Judah niya, Sir, si Master. Ang akong utod papauli asya, and I give you my life to become your slave forever instead of my brother. So, ang point kasi Judah, ang yakaboy nag-transform. He was transformed. Take no church. Ang process sa transformation ni Judah, hindi insigida. But knowing the consequences, knowing the situations and the outcome of what they have done to their brother, dira nakita niya perti kabug-at sa konsekwensya sang sala. And Judah was transformed through the process of God's Spirit, people, circumstances, and time. He was transformed. He repented and he talked to Joseph. I guaranteed my youngest brother to go back home, and I will be your slave forever. In other words, Judah changed his life. Naglain ang kabuhi ni Judah. Nagbago ang iya pagkatao, kag nagnami ang iya nangin palabo. Just because your beginning was not good does not mean your legacy will always be bad. Again, just because your beginning was not good does not mean your legacy will always be bad. Pwede kaya kahimo, anuman kalaway sang background kag sang negative nga ginhimo ni Judah, hindi to yan ang basis that in the future he will remain a bad person. Ang problem lang niya, na-notice ni church, ang problema. Damo sa nagsugod nga matutom, right? Damo sa mga taong pertig katutom. Naglawig ang matinuig, tub-tub nagabot ang kamatayon, hindi mo na nakita na nagminatuton sa pagpamalagan. And that is a bad sign of legacy. Madamo sa mga tao na hindi manami nakabuhi, pero hindi ina ang barometer sa nila kabuhi, nga maging malain sila, kundi bahin silang kabuhi, din tulok nila kung anong ipili nila nga maayo nga pagsunod. One thing to begin, another thing to end, and I suggest to focus right now, not on your beginnings. You and I cannot change our past. Hindi tayo mabago kung anong kita sa una. Hindi tayo magbago kung ano ang nagliligan ka. But pwede kita makafocus kung ano ang sa palabra. Yes, ang atong mga past may mga foolishness and we cannot change. However, I can change today to impact my future. You can leave a legacy if you learn to be like Judah. Now, ano nga ba sa verse 8, 9, and 10? Anong changes sa life ni Judah? Judah, your brothers will praise you. Your hand will be on the neck of your enemies. Your father's sons will bow down to you. You are a lion's cub. O Judah, you return from the prey. My son, like a lion, he couches and lies down. Like a lioness who dares to roast him, the scepter will not depart. Okay, please highlight verse 10. The scepter will not depart from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from between his feet, until he comes to whom he comes to whom it belongs. And the obedience of the nations is his. Church, take note. Since sa Bible ang blessing to the life of Judah, your brothers or even your enemy will bow down to you. Pagdapos sa verse 10, sinin niya, the scepter will not depart from Judah. Why? During the New Testament time, the unbelieving scholars like Sadducees and the Pharisees, wala nila ginpatiyan ang propesya sa Bible. Take note. If you can still remember the experience of the scribes and Pharisees when they went to Pilate, right? They asked permission to Pilate to execute the death punishment or penalty to Jesus. Why? Because during the time, the authority to execute judgment or power belongs to Rome. Wala gahong ang mga Hudeo sa pag-execute, dapat sila mag-submit. So because of that, ang mga Pharisee, nagpating sila niya ang scepter. Take note, the scepter is in the hands of the king or the queen. The scepter is the right to rule. It is the power to govern a nation. And take note that time, ang belief sa mga Pharisees that the scepter now, or the authority to rule the Rome or even to Judea or to the Israelites belongs to Rome. Nalipat sila. Nalipat sila, so because of that, they tore the ropes, kingisig nila ini, and that's why they submit to the authority of Rome. But nalipat sila na ang promises and never niya natula ini. Ano nga ba nila sa verse 10? The scepter, the right to rule, will not depart from Judah. Take the church. Based on my study about the kingdom, the United Kingdom of Israel, after the death of Solomon, the kingdom was divided. The north and the south. The north composed of 10 tribes. The south composed only of 2 tribes, Judah and Benjamin. But take note, all kings of Judah, all kings of Israel, in particular in Judah, descended from the tribe of Judah. The right to rule belongs to God. Nga ba nila? The scepter will not depart from Judah, nor roller staff from between his feet, until it comes to whom it belongs, and the obedience of the nations is his. Okay, how about in Revelation 5:5? Ano ang description sa Bible about Judah? Then one of the elders said to me, do not weep. Why? See, the lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, that has triumphed. He is able to open the scroll and its 7 seals. The lion in the tribe of Judah is referring to Jesus Christ. Because Jesus Christ descended from the tribe of Judah. And that's the blessing niya. Kung malain ang imo na naligan, hindi na siya balasiyan, hindi ka mag-ayo sa kapatid. Pwede nga ang imo na naligan, hindi manami, pero in the future, because legacy, dapat mo pilihan. Dapat mo pilihan. Now, take note to the third man recorded in the Bible. Joseph. Now, let's go back first in chapter 48, verse 1 and verse 9. Genesis 48, verse 1 and verse 9. Okay? Verse 1. 48, 1. Genesis 48, verse 1. after verse 1, then verse 9. Sometime later, Joseph was told, your father is ill. So he took his two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim, along with him. How about verse 9? In verse 9, the third person that we are now discussing is the life of Joseph. Okay, verse 9. They are the sons of God that's given me here. Joseph said to his father, then Israel said, bring them to me so I may bless them. Church, Joseph did not become a man of faith by accident. Take note. Joseph did not become a man of faith by accident. Throughout the life of the man Joseph, hindi ta pwede madula si Jacob. Because it was Jacob who influenced his son, Joseph. In other words, the legacy of Jacob's faith na inherit ni Joseph. And Joseph, he brought his two sons to his father, Jacob, because for Joseph, blessings, legacy, be intentional. Meaning, wala yanigin baliwala. Intentionally, dinalaya gigyan ng kabataan because he heard that his father was ill. Jacob was about to die. But ano sa isang Bible, gidalaya niya doon kabata, ginpresenta niya sa iya kaugalingon niya tatay. Okay, ano na tabo? Verse 14. Genesis 48, verse 14. Okay. Tanawa na ito diri. Sige. But Israel reached out his right hand and put it on Ephraim's head. Though he was the younger and cruising his arms, he put his left hand on Manasseh's head. Then, though Manasseh was the firstborn. Church, aring tabo. Kundi kapungko na, sige ni Jacob, bring the lads to me. Pungko siya, I do not know ang position. Since legacy is intentional, dinala ni Joseph ang bata, Manasseh, and Ephraim. Sinong magulang? Manasseh. Manasseh. Kung ano yung position ni Jacob, nga nagapungkot siya, shall we say, kapungkot. Automatic si Manasseh sa right side din. Left side, Ephraim. Kaya mo nang taas-taasang kamot. But take note, it was a big surprise for Joseph. Because the right hand of Jacob supposed to be was on Manasseh as the eldest son of Joseph. But the right hand of Jacob was on Ephraim. The left hand of Jacob supposed to be was in Ephraim. It was on Manasseh. So ako ito natabo. Ang ginimo ni Joseph niya, tayo ng gitay. Ito nagsala ka tayo. Aring magulang. Sila ni Jacob, babayin ko. I will bless the land. Because the older will serve the land. Church, remember that the world's ways is not different if we compare to the ways of God. Take note. How many sons nga ara sa kay Abraham? How many? Pila? Pila ba bata ni Abraham? Hello? Dua. Who was oldest? Sino? Ismael. Sino manghod? Isaac. Sino ang bless? Isaac. Pila ba bata ni Isaac? 2. Sino magulang? Esau. Sino mangod? Jacob. Sino ang bless? Jacob. Pila ka bilog bata ni Jacob? 12. Sino magulang? Reuben. Sino mangod? Joseph. Sino ang bless? Joseph. Pila ka bilog bata ni Joseph? 2. Sino magulang? Manasseh. Sino mangod? Ephraim. Sino ang bless? Ephraim. Why? Because ang nagakatabo niya ang Ginoo nagatulog hindi kung ano kita ka-influential, ano kita ka-strong, but ang pinakadalas ginatagaan sa pagpakamaayos ng Diyos. The most neglected. So nanay, hindi nyo pag simu-simu bata inyo nga ginambalan nyo sa eskwelahan ba, ay ginasaya. Basi someday, that man, your child, will become the mayor or the governor of our city. Ay, yung bata ko, namin yung subangit, grabe yung talented. Po, ining ikadwa, ining katatlo, ay bigya. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because God bless those people nga wala na taga-importansya. The legacy of Joseph can never be separated from his father. And take note again that the ways of God is not the same the ways of the world. God will bless the most unlikely person. Grabe no? Hindi kita magsiling ang tanan niya iyas ara sa isa kabata. Ang isa daw ginatagaan mo na sa iyas kung hindi pa magbato. Proud na proud kita sa isa while the other one neglected. But take note, basi someday, may mabutan siya na ma-invento na wala pa na-inventuhan sa mga genius na tao. Okay, let's focus now in verse 15. In verse 15, anong blessing ni Jacob? Church, I hope nga mo maning blessing ang mabilin ta sa atong kabataan. 48:15. 48 verse 15. Anong blessing din ni Jacob? Then he blessed Joseph. He blessed Joseph and said, "May the God before whom my fathers Abraham and Isaac walked, the God who has been my shepherd all my life to this day." Anong blessing ni Joseph? Kaya anong blessing ni Jacob sa iya ng kapwan? God. The greatest treasure na ginbilin ni Jacob to Joseph, Joseph to his children, God. Hindi kwarta, hindi salakyan, hindi balay. Diyos. Nga ang gusto ni Joseph, ni Jacob, ni Joseph, nga ang iya pamilya, di-embrace God. Hindi laptop, hindi iPad, hindi cellphone, hindi property sa kalibutan, but God! That is very important legacy. Wala ka ni ginatagaan, importansya, may bilin sa kabatata. God! It is very important legacy, church. The Lord Jacob blessed his son. May the God, in other words, may the God before whom my fathers Abraham and Isaac walked. Kung sino ang Diyos ang inalagad ni Lolo Abraham, sang ako naman niya si Isaac, ang Diyos ang inalagad ko, siya ibilin ko sa inyo. Because this God will take care of you, will take care of your family, will take care of your future. And that is the legacy. Hindi kita madisid sa kalibutan nga ang manggad ibinenta milyon, ang manggad ibilin sa kabatata, edukasyon, that is right, that is good. Ang legacy na mabilin mo singgag ng kabataan na nagadalagan ni God. Ang Diyos. Hindi trabaho. Hindi pag-ibaliwala. You cannot pass on, church, take note, listen to me. You cannot pass on something you don't possess. Tatay, Ay, nanay, listen. Kung wala mo pa na-embrace sa mga tug-on, wala pa si Kristo sa kabuhi mo, you cannot pass on something na wala mo pa na bato. Kung wala mo pa na bato tungkol si Kristo, hindi mo na mahatag sa kabataan. Hindi mo na siya mabiling. And you cannot pass on godly heritage if you yourself don't have a personal encounter with God. That's why said Jacob, God is my shepherd. For the first time in the Old Testament, it appears in verse 15, shepherd. Amunit kay Jacob. God is my shepherd. Why? Because for Jacob, you cannot pass on godly heritage if you yourself don't have a personal encounter with God. Did you remember the time na encounter ni Jacob ang Diyos? Hindi tiyo lawag encounter ni Jacob sa Diyos. Ang encounter niya sa Diyos yan nagdala sa pagkapian. He received the gift of limping. Imagine mo, throughout the life of Jacob, when he encountered God, dito sa isa ka lugar niya, I forgot the name of that place, Peniel. Thank you. It was called Peniel. When he resaw God, the angel of God, that God manifested or known as Theophanes, the appearance of God in the form of an angel, when Jacob encountered God, it was God na nagliso sa niya paa, nagbanig sa iyo. And from that moment on, si Jacob gaguyot na ng sandiin niya. But through the gift of pain, limping, it was the turning point that Jacob remained faithful to the Lord. Why? Because for Jacob, I will never run away from God. Hindi na ko yung malagyo. Every time nga mabatyagan niya, every time nga makita yung pagsagnoy sa tilya, always in his mind, I will never run away from God. Yung mga tao nga nagkalapian na, nagpanaad, kag nagpulupatugmaw, pagkatapos nga nakalakat na hindi mo na makita na nagapangalakat sa Diyos. If God, parents, again, church, remember, if God is not real in your life, if God is only fury, if God is only in the textbook, but you don't encounter God, I guarantee you this, your children and people around you will not encounter that legacy. Because many people in the church claiming to have Christ, but God is only fury, not a reality and a transform sa iyong pagkatao. Why? Because you cannot give what you don't have. You cannot give what you don't have. You cannot share what you don't experience. So Jacob blessed the lads. Blessings is all about God. How about verse 21? Again, 48:21. Tanaw na. Okay. Then Israel said to Joseph, I am about to die, but God will be with you and take you back to the land of your fathers. God will be with you. Mga anak, maabot ang tion nga magataliwan kami ngayon yung mga tinikanan. Pero isa lamang ka-assurance that God will walk with you. God will be with you. You will encounter troubles. You will encounter problems. You will encounter adversities. Hindi na ma-discourage because God is with you. Joseph's legacy is faith in God. Nalipat ko kay ina magpamangkot sa asawa ko kay gadalit ko. Tani pamangkot ko siya. God, if I'm gone, what will you remember about me? mamisapat sa sawa ko, subiray niya na ako. Kung madula na ko, ano ang madumduman mo sa akin? Why? Nga kaning pamangkot ko ni, sa pagkataan ko, galing aga pag ginagas na ako. Because the time nga ara na ko sa lungon, hindi ko na mabatian. Kasi ganon yung ko nga, pikon ka, dasi ka maakig, or anything nga yung hindi ko na mabatian. Tani mabatian ko na subong. Nabuhay ko. Hindi nga pinapost mo ko, kay bana mo ko, number 1, I believe. Kasi ganon mo ko, wapo ka. I-admit ko na. Pero hindi ako na ang ginapangayo. In chapter 50, verse 15, is focus na 50, chapter 50, verse 15, dabuton tani sa verse 21, but it starts verse 15. When Joseph's brothers saw that their father was dead, patay na. They said, what if Joseph holds grudge against us and pays us back for all the wrongs he did to him? Imagine, church. Joseph, nagkabuhi o pod sa ila sa Goshen. Almost 20 years. Imagine, kalawig-lawig na nga tinuig pagkapatay sang tatay, ano ambal nila? Tatay ito napatay na ba si Joseph, may ginahuktan pa nga grudges, verse 16. So they sent word to Joseph saying, your father left these instructions before he died. Actually, wala man na ginambal ni Jacob. This is what you are to say to Joseph. I ask you to forgive your brothers the sins and the wrongs they committed in treating you so badly. Now please forgive the sins of your servants, of the God of your father, when their message came to him. Why did Joseph cry? Joseph wept. Sa nabato ni Joseph, he wept. The question is, why did Joseph cry? Why? Because dito ni Joseph naintindihan ang grabe nga mabalatyagon kag fear sa mga utod niya, ang situation because of the remorse of what he have done in the past. In other words, Joseph nakita niya ang realidad sa tagipusod sa mga utod niya, ang tutukod niya paghinulsol. That's why he cried out. He wept. Nagilibion siya. Kaya dito yan nabatyagan. That more than 20 years sining mga utod niya still hindi na set free. And that was the turning point. Nga diin nila in-open up because of fear. But what happened? Verse 18 to 19, anong sabat ni Joseph? His brothers then came and threw themselves down before him. We are your slaves, he said. But Joseph said to them, don't be afraid. Am I in the place of God? I am not in a position to judge you. I am not in a position to execute you. Wow, siguro kung sa ato, makasing kita. Wow, ang mo ni ginaulat. Namapatay tatay ta. Since I am now the governor, the prime minister of Egypt, I will sentence you to life imprisonment. But not Joseph. Why? Nga wala ni kay Joseph amo nang abalatsa. Because, ano ang baliya? I am not God. Vengeance belongs to God. Judgment belongs to God. I am not God. Take note that word. I am not God. Mga anak ko, hindi ko makamit sa needs niyo. Only God can. Because I am not God. And this is the injustice na nagkakatabo sa atong pamilya. The greatest injustice you will do to your family is to let them think you are God of their life. Ara si Papa, ara si Mama, ara si Tita na mag-provide sa needs ko. That is injustice. We are not gods. I cannot provide, I cannot meet the needs of my family, but God can. Ano ang problema? Kung sino ang sources kag dako income, that man is the God of the family. Hindi ka decide kung hindi siya kapo. Hindi ka patigay kung hindi siya maghambay. Hindi ka giyo kung hindi siya. Church, that is injustice. Because the greatest injustice is to take the place of God in your life. And Joseph understood, I will never take the place of God in my life. Paano nato ni kinatake ang place ng Ginoo sa kabuhi nato? How do you take the place of God in your life? Number one, when you refuse to forgive. I am not God. I am not God. Kung ang Diyos gani makapatawad, then makapatawad man ko. So when you take sa sininga balatyagon and when you refuse to forgive, nakuha mo posisyon sa Diyos. When you hold grudges, you know why? God can tell us vengeance belongs to the Lord. And if you refuse to forgive because you want to take vengeance, you are becoming God in your life. And Joseph was very clear, I am not God. I want to pass on the godly legacy. Get to know the Lord better. Kinahanglan embrace ang Ginoo, importante Ginoo sa kabuhi nyo. How about verse 20? God intended harm me. You intended harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. So then, don't be afraid. I will provide for you and your children, and he reassure them and spoke kindly to them. You meant it evil, si Joseph, maayo gid nga nakadangat kamo sa mensisyo. Because what you have done was evil. But even evil things, pwede sang Ginoo gamiton nga makalusot ang maayo nga resulta. I will provide for you and your children. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Grabe ang legacy ni Joseph. A legacy of faith. The legacy that I want to have is to believe the sovereignty that God is absolutely good. In that verse, if you have noticed, wala sang hitabo sa life naton nga wala ang Ginoo nagapakigbahin. Because all things works together for good for those who love the Lord Jesus Christ. Grabe ginibiyon nilang fear ba si Joseph? All things. It meant good for God. Nothing happens niya ang Diyos wala sang contribution sa kabuhi sa iyang kalakan. There is nothing that gonna happen to you apart from God's knowledge, apart from His permission. But the question is, do you believe that God can cause all things works together for good? Yes or no? Nagapati bala ka mga ang tanan-tanan. Mahimo ang Diyos ang Diyos nga mangin maayo ang resulta para sa iyo. Sinin ni Joseph, why you should be angry with circumstances? Grabe blame nila sila sa. Why you should be angry at people? Why not surrender them to the Lord? Why are you angry with yourself? Learn to forgive yourself. Church, ano nga ba sa verse 21? I will provide you. I will take care of you. Do not be afraid. Joseph taught us, it is one thing to forgive. It is one thing to forgive based on verse 21. But it's another thing. It is one thing to forgive, but it's one thing to forgive and to love your enemies. Tanawan niyo pala. Okay, let's go back. 50:21. Lain ang magpatawad. Lain man ang magpatawad kag ang pagigugma sa nakasayop sa iyo. Don't be afraid. I will provide you and your children, and he assured them, and he spoke kindly to them. Church, it is one thing to forgive, but are you able to do good to those who hurt you? Tapusin na lang yung life with Joseph. Now, ano ang legacy giniging bilin Joseph sa atin? Anong legacy giniging bilin niya? In my surprise, now let's focus in Hebrews 11:22. What was the legacy of Joseph? Okay, 11:22. Focus your eyes, Hebrews 11:22. By faith, Joseph, when his end was near, spoke about the exodus of the Israelites from Egypt and gave instructions about his what? Bonds. In my surprise that the legacy of Joseph was bonds. Ano nga na sa tulaan? But his legacy based on that verse, it was his bonds. Okay, chapter 50 again, in verse 24 and 25. Tanaon nato. Genesis 50:24 to 25. Okay? Genesis 50:24-25. Then Joseph said to his brothers, I am about to die, but God will surely come to your aid and take you up out of this land to the land of the promise on oath to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And Joseph made the sons of Israel what? Swear to me, panumpa kamo. Malo ka, mga utod. Ang mag-swear kayo sa una, pero tinay niya ka-importante. Anong word na? Fix man, mamatay man. So kung yan manumpa kaya, pagdapot na sa likuon, lipatan na yan. Promisa na yan, pagdapot sa likuon, lipatan na. But, during Joseph, made the sons of Israel swear an oath and said, God will surely come to your aid, and then you must carry my what? Bones up from this place. Ano ka importante sa tulaan? And take note kung anong ara sa tulaan. Napakabuhay naman ang gamit sa patyong tulaan. The church, grabbing stories of life in Joseph. Bonds is very important to Joseph. How about in Joshua chapter 24 verse 32? In Joshua chapter 24 verse 32. And Joseph's bonds, which Israel had brought up from Egypt, were buried at Shechem. Take note, the place Shechem, amo naging bakal ni Abraham time. In the tract of the land that Jacob bought for 100 pieces of silver from the sons of Hamor, the father of Shechem. This became the inheritance of Joseph's descendants. Take note, recorded in Joshua. The book of Joshua, nag-record ini in chapter 4, nakahali na sila sa Egypt after 40 years, ara na sila sa duta sa Kanaan. But take note, Joseph's bonds, dala nila. Pagapa ni Joseph, and during the Exodus na, naging pagwa na sila, mansigdala sila sa ila na mga binagto. But you know what? Because nag-swear sila, they swore to God. Ano ang balita? Where is the bonds? Pangita nila. And you know what? the most important package nga naputos ka gina-carry nila from Egypt, hindi ang silver or gold, but the bones of Joseph. Kaya ang pangabay ni Joseph, pagbiya niyo sa Egypt, mag-abot naman yung take note. Wala pa ang time nga si Moses na tao, but Joseph nagatulog siya. Nga importante, the time comes, kuwaon nyo gid ang akon bon sa sininga lugar, kag dala sa promised land. And that promise nga gipahayag, nag-abot ang more than 400 years. 400 years ang fulfillment sa ginamba ni Joseph, ginkuha sa mga Hebrew people ang bones. Take note. Pangita, ito ang itsura sa bones si Lolo Joseph. Pag ginkuha nila ang bones, ginputos, kindala, kaginlubong siya shaking. One. Nga amusin. Because for Joseph Church, Egypt is not our home. Someday you shall carry my bones to the promised land. Don't fall in love with this world. This world also, church, is not our home. God is our legacy. And take note, we are strangers in this world. We are pilgrims in this world. Yes. Joseph wanted his family to know that Egypt is not our home. Church, remember that this world will never be our home. Hindi ang kalibutan, hindi ini ang atong puluyan. I-inculcate sa mind mo, inculcate to your children that this world will never be our home. We are just strangers, we are just pilgrims, we are foreigners in this world because this place will never and never be our home. Our home is far better. Our home is heaven. Church, hindi magtalang kabalatyan. Don't fall in love with this world, but to fall in love with God. Hindi ma-in love, hindi pagtagay, importansya gid. Nga embrace mo ang tanan-tanan ng materials, promises, and you fall in love with this world. Why? Because this world is not our home, and this world is heading to destruction. Basig manipad kita, 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 7, that the present heavens and earth, which we are now, nga ginatapakan sa atong matiil, this place is reserved in order to be destroyed by fire. Basig lipad kita. Basig manipad kita. Don't fall in love with this world. Tell your children, don't fall in love with this world, but fall in love with God. And the promises of God is not always fulfilled in your lifetime. Kaya amo ning experiensyahan ni Joseph, but natuman ini suno sa iya ginpumisa. Church, the legacy of Joseph is faith in God. He walked by faith. He lived by faith. He died in faith. Faith only comes from God. Faith is all about the object of your faith is God. The more you know God, the more you can trust Him. The more you believe in God's goodness, His faithfulness, the more your faith will grow. It is never about my faith. It is about His faithfulness. That's Joseph's legacy. Church, as I close this message, what legacy will you leave behind? Ano nga ligasiya ang mabilin mo sa pamilya mo? Ano nga ligasiya ang mabilin mo sa kabataan? Ano nga ligasiya ang ipundar mo sa pamilya? Again, the life you live is the legacy you live. Ang kabuhi nga ginakabuhi mo sa subok, ligasiya mo nga ipilit sa palamupan. Pwede ka makapili sa ligasiyang gusto. It's either good or bad, consciously or unconsciously. But the good legacy is the legacy to walk by faith in God. That is very important. Again, parents, ano ang gusto niyo? Dumdumon sa kabataan. Members of this church, ano ang gusto mo nga dumdumon sa masunod sa iyo? I hope and pray, just like Joseph, do not fall in love with this world, but develop your love to God. And that is the most important legacy, is God. I cannot provide the needs or meet the needs of my children, but only God can. And the only legacy na mabilin ko sa akong kabataan, ang Diyos sulod sa paglaban. Dear God, salamat yun sa siningada. Salamat yun sa imong katutong sa among mga kabuhi, Lord. Salamat ikaw ay nagpabayag sa amin. Salamat po, Father, sa mga pagtulunan na nakuha namin sa kabuhi ni Joseph. Lord, nagakalimot kami. Yung may isa kamatapong nga lokal, nga hindi makumparahan sa katahong compare sa kalimutan. Ipanundong sa mga Father that we are just strangers, aliens, foreigners in this world. And this world will never be our home because we belong to heaven. Our citizenship is in heaven. Nga nagpundar kanyang aman sila. The architect is God. And we cannot compare the beauty that plays sa mga bagay na nakita sa mga mata. Lord, ang among kabataan na kadalag ko, kag saluyag namon kag sa hindi anuman ang among mga pagtikan, anong mga footsteps, anong mga commitment, anong mga faith, ang mangin sa amon pinapractice mo. This is a kind of legacy that will be leaving behind to our children. Lord, I pray, puligi kami sa pagpili sa ligasiya ng Ama. Yes, Lord, we are free to choose. But we are not free to escape whatever consequences of our choices. Dear God, I pray for this congregation. I pray, Lord, na ipaanundong sa among tanan that life is very short, death is short, but eternity is so long without end. Father, puligi kami to develop a godly perspective, to develop a godly behavior toward the circumstances, and to develop a godly character and a godly legacy. May namon Ginoo. So Lord, thank you so much for the message. Thank you so much for reminding us through the man Joseph and even through the man yung makita na mo ng pagbago sa medyo. So Lord, we are so special. We are so blessed. The reason why you bless us in order to bless others. Bless this congregation, Father. Bless your people. Bless all of them, oh God. Bless their faith, their commitment. And I hope and I pray na sa pagbiya namon karon sa church, makahimo kami sa desisyon sa tugtuod kag matao yung pagtulunan ng ibinig namon sa mga kabata. And Father, once again, the honor, the glory, praises, and thanksgiving belongs only to you. And this is my prayer in the most precious name of our great God, Jesus Christ. Amen and amen. Church, thank you very much. And God bless.